Hi, hello, how are you? And welcome back to Sulani. I've started doing like a not a wave, like the hula motion, like you do with your arms, which is kind of like a wave when I say Sulani. So there's that. But welcome back. So I asked on Twitter if you guys wanted to see the 100 Rescue Challenge, which just keeps getting pushed back by Sulani. We'll get there. It's just still, island living still very fresh, and so I don't want to leave the island, and it seems like neither do you. So we will get back to Michaela and Bentley eventually. I do love them very much, and I do really want to finish the challenge I made for myself. So we'll get back to it. But anyway, today I decided, since you guys wanted a renovation, that we would not renovate something on a beach lot. Gasp, I know. What the heck? Go back to the beach, Veronica. I love the beach. But ever since this expansion pack came out, I have wanted to renovate this lot. And actually, this renovation slash speed build was the first time I ever actually looked at the inside of this house, like looked at it at all outside of seeing it on the map when I go and click something in Sulani. I know, what the heck. But I've been dying to renovate it because it just looks so interesting on the map. It's the one lot that's it's not the only lot, but it's the one little house that's just not on the beach. And I was like, all right, little house, tangled flat, here we come. And I creatively named it the Untangled Flat after I renovated it. And my first thought when I saw this was like, oh no, that roof. Oh no, girl, we cannot have this roof. But it matched the buildings near it, and I was like, okay, well, I like the idea of it fitting in, and so I kept that stupid roof. But I did give the house a little bit more interest by moving the back. It was 2 bedrooms, and I turned it into a bedroom and an office. I moved them over so the house wasn't just a box. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like just making it so the house isn't just a box makes it so much more dynamic. Maybe that's me. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But from there, I was trying to think. I was like, what style do we want this? Obviously, it's in Sulani, so we have that island living idea. But what would the person that lives here be doing? And I was like, what do you think of when you think of the person that lives at the beach but not on the beach, and would walk to the waves, so to speak? And I thought of people because I live on a beach, or well, I'm the person that doesn't live on the beach but walks to the beach. But I don't have a cute little house like this. But I thought of all these little bungalows and things near me where the houses have this very eclectic beach style. So it's not the bougie, I live on the ocean, I have several $1,000,000 for a beach house kind of moment. And it's not quite, at least for Ceylon, this case, now it's not quite drenched in that island culture. So it's not completely like a little, um, I don't want to say shack because shack's not the word I'm looking for, but like a tiny little house that's everything in it is very Sulani. It's all completely influenced by island culture. I want this to be influenced by outside things, and that's why I brought in some stuff from Salvadorada, like the stove and the refrigerator, just things that made it feel like a little antique and a little found. So I imagine that this person or people, whoever lives in this house, would be picking up things, and they're not decorating like you would decorate. They're not looking for anything Pinterest perfect. They're decorating for their own lifestyle, and they're decorating for their own interest and their own comfort. They don't have to answer to anybody. And so everything just looks nice and comfortable. And I loved it. I love how it came out so much because I thought about it. I was like, well, we could make this really complicated. And I didn't even clutter this house up that much. But I did realize something I came to realize is that every time I renovate these houses, especially the little ones that are meant to be starter homes, I'm like, I'm so sorry, it's not a starter home anymore. Because obviously I go way over budget, and I realized I was like, when I was renovating this house, I was like, oh my gosh, the reason I spend so much money in the houses, the starter homes, these homes are empty. This house had a kitchen, a bathroom, and then literally just a bed in each room. That's it. And it was 16,000 simoleons. So I don't feel as bad. I'm realizing about actually furnishing a home that you would live in, because no, your sim might not be able to afford however much this house costs right from the start, but this is not the most expensive home in the world, especially if you had like an established sim. And yeah, I just came to that realization, and maybe that was obvious to you guys the whole time, like, duh, it's not gonna be a starter home because it's not empty. And I do want to try to build starter homes. Something not empty, but intentionally furnished minimally to be 20,000 simoleons or less, or I don't remember what it is. 28, 21, 24. What is it that 8 sim households get? I don't remember. But something like that. I don't know, the future, maybe. But I had a lot of fun renovating this house because of that style and the idea that like kind of anything could fit if it fit, if that makes sense. And so I put in this the volcanic rock wall as like this like accent moment, and it matches the floors in the kitchen and the bathroom, and it matches the, I think that's what the flooring is on the deck outside, and just kind of brought the environment in. And I used a lot of yellows and greens and blues in this house because it was originally very, it had really dark green in the smaller bedroom, and then a bright orange, like a vermilion, and then, which I guess could also be considered a red, I don't know, and then yellow. And I just wanted to cool it down a little bit and then use the warmer tones as accents. So I have like notes of yellow in places. And I got rid of the red. I'm sorry. I could not do it. I don't know. I don't mind that color, but as a wall, it just, I don't know. It just seems so reflective and just, meh. And you know what? I don't know anybody that's painting their bedroom vermilion. That's not a common color. I mean, maybe you're calling vermilion. I don't know. I can't speak to your individual psychology, but anywho, something I did do is, like I said before, this was 2 bedrooms, but the one bedroom, which I originally made a little bit bigger because it was like that's too small for a bedroom. It was 3 blocks wide, or however. You guys say 3 blocks, 3 squares? I don't know. I guess blocks is like Minecraft terms, but it was tiny, and I mean, I could do that. I've done it before. I think the guest bedrooms on my cruise ship were that big, or cruise ship, my yacht were that big. But then I brought it back in to add more interest to this silhouette of the house. I was like, oh my gosh, how about we make an office? Because this house is tiny anyway. If you want to change it back to a bedroom and your Sims have a child, or you have a pair of roommates, or whatever you're doing, by all means, do it. I want you to change my builds. I want you to use them and love them like your own. Change them. Do it. Show me what you do to them. Tag me on Twitter. Um, but I turned it into an office because I was like, then you can have like at the very least a couple live here in that other bedroom, and then there's a little bit more function. I didn't put in a computer because I still was keeping that not minimalist and not like kind of like starter home, but not like under a starter home budget. I don't want to say basic either because I feel like this house has a lot of personality, but you know what I mean. I wasn't dropping all the technology in here. There's not a TV in this house. And speaking of no technology, you might notice that I put one of the laundry day shelves in the kitchen. You're probably like, what are you doing? But I imagine this house is small and there's not a lot of storage. And you have the kitchen. I was like, okay, well, then they're going to store their laundry stuff in the kitchen too, which makes perfect sense to me. And so I put the wash basin out on the porch, and in the backyard, I moved that tree like way back. Move objects, save my life, you know. So you can move that tree all the way to the edge of the lot and add the clothesline because I mean I didn't make this house off the grid or anything because until we get more objects that are off the grid, it's just not almost not worth it to play with it. It's almost like when you start a legacy and you have no furniture, and kind of where I'm at with my human enough challenge right now, where you've got nothing going on and so your sim is just miserable all the time. We don't have enough, it's like that. We don't have enough stuff uh to live off. I mean, I'm sure there are people that are thriving off the grid in The Sims right now, but just in the little tiny bit that I've played with it, I didn't really enjoy it much because it was just frustrating, especially at night when you can't really see anything unless you have 15,000 candles on the lot. But I digress. I added a clothesline because I thought it was cute and it fit in with this kind of like intentional island living style. They're washing their clothes themselves. They which is environmentally friendly, by the way, and then they're hanging them out to dry in the ocean breeze, which I think sounds lovely. And I'm not romanticizing it because I did used to use a clothesline. There was a period in when you say there's a period in my life, it starts to get really dramatic. But I'm not trying to be. There was a time when I was in, I think, middle school when we did not have a dryer. Our dryer just broke and we could not afford a new one. And so we decided, we're like, okay, well, the washer works fine and we have a big backyard. So why not just set up a clothesline? And so for a while, we did dry all of our clothes and sheets and things on a clothesline. And you know what? It is definitely a skill to have. I mean, not the hanging up clothes on a clothesline is like the biggest skill, but there's definitely an art to making sure they dry the right way and then not abandoning them outside. And also, I don't know, for anyone that doesn't know how to use a clothesline or like hasn't used a clothesline, the weather forecast is very important. There were at least a few occasions where I just was like, I gotta wash my clothes, whatever. And then I did it and I did not check the weather. And it was nice outside when I put my clothes out, but then it rained, and guess what? All my clothes got wet again, and then it's you gotta start completely over. But anyway, and I added landscaping. That was something I thought this house needed because it had that porch and there was just an empty yard. And I was like, oh, we can landscape. I did kind of cover the mailbox with those plants though, so I don't know how usable it is. I will admit I didn't play test this one because I kept it so simple. But anyway, the screenshots are going to roll through, so I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification if you're feeling snazzy. And this house is on the gallery, like all my other stuff. So if you want to download it there, my gallery link is in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!